Yes, this is restart number 2. 5 qualities of an entrepreneur, business owner, especially coming from a military veteran standpoint. So listen, guys, if you got a veteran in your network, Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, yes, they're part of the Armed Forces to the United States. This is for you. Listen, I just want to give a quick shout out to Mark Sutmeyer, who sent this to me for my birthday. It's been on my back wall, but since we're in the process of moving, I want to make sure you get special mention and a special shout out. This is Mark Sutmeyer, who gave me this American flag with the Marine Corps logo on it. So I'm really thankful that this is going in my office. So I appreciate that, man. So you guys are tuning in now too, right? What's going on, Doc? What's going on, Vanessa? What's going on, Uwe? All right, we're back in business. All right, cool. So we're moving this week. So we're moving. Listen, guys, we used to have an office literally right across the street at the tower. We are an executive suite. And then we moved into a 2,100 square foot office. And then last September, we moved into this office we're at right now, 5,200 square foot office. And this week we're packing up. You guys see the boxes. We're packing up. We're moving because we're moving into a 12,000 square foot office. So we're building a training facility of entrepreneurs, of people taking on the attributes of an entrepreneur, the qualities of a business owner. And how are we growing so fast? How are we growing leaps and bounds? How are we getting guys like Kevin Hart to show up to our convention in August? How are we doing this, right? How are we getting guys like Oscar De La Hoya to invest $10 million into our company last August? How are we getting our CEO is going out there in interviewing some of the craziest characters, not just in business, but in entertainment. Just yesterday, if you guys saw on my Facebook page, our CEO, crazy CEO that he is, Patrick Bet-David, he put me on a phone FaceTime yesterday with Ric Flair, right? Let me get 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! Right? How many guys know who Ric Flair is? All right? You guys know who Ric Flair is? If you know who Ric Flair is, drop a message. Let me know that you guys know who Ric Flair is. All the WWE fans, all the World Wrestling Federation, everybody in the 80s and 90s that grew up with TV, because there was no selection of different TV channels to watch. So listen, our entertainment as kids growing up, if you can catch it, was watching wrestling, whether you call it real or we call it fake or orchestrated or choreographed, whatever the case may be. Patrick put me on the phone yesterday with Ric Flair. So how are we doing this type of stuff, man? How are we doing this as an entrepreneur? How are we making as an entrepreneurs? How are we making insurance cool? How are we making it fun, right? And so, lots of times different industries gets the glory. Like real estate gets the glory, like Wall Street gets the glory, tech gets the glory, solar gets the glory. But how come insurance never gets the glory? So, anywho, I just wanted to give you guys some qualities and how we're disrupting, and we're creating a very sexy industry known as the insurance industry, and how we're making it fun. And big shout out to all you veterans. That this is I'm talking this from a military perspective. Okay, military perspective. So we got some people here, some Ric Flair fans, 16-time world champion. What's up, Anthony Contreras from Odessa, Texas. Rod Rodriguez, veteran. What's going on, buddy? You guys need to check out his podcast, the After Action Review podcast. He started from scratch. I think he started from when he was in Kuwait, and he's building his podcast to be one of the most prolific podcasts in the veteran community. Very proud of Rod. And he's got some of these qualities I'm about to read off to you guys and how they treat entrepreneurship, how they treat becoming a business owner, evolving from an employee, right? Evolving from an employee. How do we know we are an employee? Well, we are trained in an academic education system, right? We're trained that failure was bad. We're trained to be myself and I. You do your own test, no collaboration, right? And then when we find out in the real world of entrepreneurship that it's all about collaboration. It is all about embracing failure. It is all about working with other people in teams, right? So I'm going to launch out. By the way, I just want to give some special shout out to another gift. This is from Melissa Lopez. Melissa Lopez gave me a gift here for doing a workshop for her team this weekend, a cigar from the humidor. Looks like it's a Davidoff Robusto. All right, Davidoff Robusta Millennium Edition. So I'm definitely a Davidoff fan. I love Davidoff. I love Avo cigars, Padrones. By the way, the warrant officer that turned me on to cigars was Chief Warrant Officer Juan Navarrete, right? So Juan Navarrete, Gunner Nav, we used to call him. Just want to say appreciate you for turning me on to cigars. Listen, guys, when we came back from patrol, we came back from a mission. I was a gunner at crew chief on a CH-46 helicopters. Now it's been replaced by the Osprey. Every time we came back from patrol, every time we came back from a sortie, every time we came back from a mission, whether it be training or an actual mission, and we came back safe and sound, no mishaps. Him being the maintenance officer that he was, he gave us a cigar, right? Everybody came back safe and sound, gave us a cigar. And that's what kind of turned me on to cigars. It was kind of like my debrief moment. It was kind of my way to gather my thoughts. It was kind of my way just to hang out with my buds, my battle buddies. So anyway, since some of you guys are so gracious of giving to me, I want to give back to you. So the entrepreneur book that we're reading this month is Principles by Ray Dalio. Okay, Principles are Ray Dalio. If you guys don't know who Ray Dalio is, he's kind of like the Steve Jobs of the investment world, right? He's got a firm called Bridgewater, right? And he talked. There's basically three books. There's three books in one. It's his story. It's about his principles, and it's his applications to working, his life principles, his work principles, the principles he grew up, and he actually was drafted. He was in a draft. He was in a lottery to get drafted by the military for the Vietnam War. Due to technicality, I think he had some medical condition. He could not get in the military. And anyway, make a long story short, he got involved in the investing world. And instead of talking about a book of specific investments, he talks about principles. So if you want to live a long life as an entrepreneur, my hope for you is not to chase the dollar. Of course, making money is important, but it is also to make sure that you are chasing principles. Looks like Doc, you've read the book, right? Really good book too. So another veteran here, Nina Bass Knight. What's going on, Nina? What's up to you? How you doing? And Rod Rodriguez here. I want to give you guys a special shout outs on this too as well. All right. So guys, listen, if you don't know who I am, my name is Matt Sapala, commonly known as the Money Smart Guy. I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years on active duty. I was a crew chief. I did maintenance on CH-46 helicopters. And I transitioned to becoming an aerial gunner. I was an observer, worked with a lot of forward observers. I was a door gunner, a CH-46 Frog, and an XM250 caliber machine gun. So that was my life. That was my role. On the ground, I was doing maintenance. In the air, I was doing my very best to keep my side of the aircraft safe, and make sure we took off and make sure we landed just as much. So. If you're sharing this video and you're sharing, here's the thing. I want you to share this video, if you could, please, not only on your timeline, but if you're part of veterans groups, Illinois Veterans Association, VFW, the American Legion, any veterans group in your local area, whether it be in Texas or Florida or California or Illinois. But if you share this video, and we're going to be tracking everybody who shares this video, I'm going to send you this book, Principles by Ray Dalio, okay, from me to you as a thank you for sharing this video. All right, let's get into it. So 5 qualities, okay, 5 qualities that business owners never do, okay, qualities that these business owners never do. And I want you to track these things because I'm very hard set against this word never. Matt, never say never, right? Well, when it comes to entrepreneurship and when clients are on the line, getting the business is on the line, growing your business on the line, and making money is on the line. These are some qualities. There's 10 of them, but for the purpose of this live stream, I'm going to give you 5, and we're going to do some training on this tonight at our office, at our local offices all across the country. We have 42, 43 offices all across the country, and tonight we're teaching and training entrepreneurs on how to grow their businesses. These are 5 of the things that I would never want any entrepreneur to never do. So first one, be inconsistent. What do I mean by inconsistent? So you're inconsistent when you show up to the office. You're inconsistent in your attitude. You're inconsistent in your behavior. You're inconsistent with your podcasts and your live streams. So a lot of you guys know that I live stream in the afternoon, hard set on Wednesday afternoons. Okay, that's my social media calendar. I like to do 2 other live streams on either Monday or Tuesday, and definitely on Friday, because Friday is when I do my Red Friday, where I just specifically call on veterans, just to help them out. You guys send me people to call. I reach out to them right here on my phone, right in my office line. I reach out to them, coach them from transition from either active duty into the military into entrepreneurship, considering entrepreneurship, or if they're an entrepreneur already and they're having a hard time adapting, improvising, and adapting and overcoming. I lend a helping hand on phone. I've been an entrepreneur now for 19 years, and I've been in the insurance industry for that whole entire time. Okay, and so I took a $500 investment, and now today I'm a co-owner of a $100 million company. So my wife and I were making 7 figures a year. 2015 we made $208,000. 2016 we made $646,000. 2017 we made 7 figures by making sure we're consistent. Okay, so if you want to have a business that's growing, you've got to eliminate. You should never be inconsistent. You should always be consistent, right? For example, when we're in the military, what do we know we always had coming on Monday mornings? We had formation. What do we know we always had, at least in the Marine Corps, on Thursday nights? Field day. So you came home, if you're in garrison, Thursday nights, field day. Friday morning, inspection. Okay? Sunday night, we did what we did on Friday, hung out as jarheads, partied all weekend, whatever the case may be. But guess what happens on Sunday afternoons, Sunday late afternoons, right? We came back a little hungover, all right, from partying or having our extracurricular activities, no matter where we came from. But what we're doing on Sunday afternoons, Sunday nights, which is one of my most peaceful, serene times of the week. I still remember these moments. Coming back to the base, everybody's coming back to the base, and all you hear is on one side of the barracks, you hear country music. Other side of the barracks, you hear hip hop. My side of the barracks, you had hip house music. I'm a Chi-Town boy, right? Gotta have house music all night long, right? That was my music. So we had all sorts of diversity in the Marine Corps. But what do we always do on Sunday nights together? We're consistently squaring away our uniform to get ready for inspection on Monday morning. Okay. So anytime you knew we were working up for our next deployment, we had our MUSOC workups, right? Marine Expeditionary Unit, Special Operations Capable workups. You know you had to go to Camp Wilson for at 29 Palms. You know you had to do your SOC-X exercises for 2 weeks, right side of San Diego and Miramar. Or doing patterns and pretend exercises as if we're going to combat to make sure we pass our inspections, right? Those were things that you knew that's part of the checklist to be consistently checked off as a Marine Expeditionary Unit, Special Operations Capable Unit. So if the Marine Corps is doing it for us, how come a lot of us have a hard time adapting that to our civilian life? So if you're facing frustration in your business, or like, how come I'm not getting better, is because A, you're not consistent with your business. Okay, that'd be my transition. So how do you treat your opportunity? Just like you did in your military career. How did you treat your stripes? How did you treat your time in service? How did you treat the rank that you earned? How did you treat the superiors above you? Okay, with respect or backbiting them, right? Or did you treat them with honor, dignity, right? Because you knew one day you're going to be in that position. Okay, so if you're inconsistent showing up in your business, that's probably a big reason why you're not getting the results out of your business that you're hoping for. You got to transition that discipline, that esprit de corps, the checklists, the collateral duties that you're doing. You just didn't have one job, you have 3 or 4 jobs. You got to transition that into your business. Okay, and unlike just having a job when somebody's telling you to do something, as an entrepreneur, nobody's telling you to do anything. Matter of fact, your clients in the marketplace and your business partners are probably telling you something, and unless you're there to show up, to listen, bend an ear, get feedback from them, right? You're not going to get it. So just because you're the big cheese, just because you're the entrepreneur, just because you decide to go in business for yourself, doesn't mean you just show up to the office whenever you feel like it. Treat your business like a job until the business becomes a business. Treat your business like a job until the business becomes a business, right? So second thing, never do as an entrepreneur is being cheap. Don't be cheap. Always reinvest back into your business. Always reinvest into getting better. Always reinvest into, for example, military. We invest into our uniform. Dry cleaners. I remember one time for corporal's course and sergeant's course. I remember I bought this Korean boot polish, right? Because the Korean boot polish shine better than Kiwi boot polish, right? So with that being said, I wanted to make sure that I was reinvesting back into boot polish. I just wasn't buying the boot polish that was on base at the PX, at AFES. I wanted to reinvest. I had some guys go to Korea, right? And it came back on a Mac flight. I said, man, when you're out there, bring me a whole case of Korean boot polish. And by the way, this is how I knew I was an entrepreneur. The guys came back with a whole case full of Korean boot polish. And because I passed my inspections with spit shine, glossy, shiny, mirror-like boots, the other Marines were asking, hey, Sapala, what polish, how do you spit shine your boots and it shows up so good? Hook a brother up. And I'd sell the Korean boot polish for $10. And they wouldn't use that Korean boot polish. They use a Kiwi boot polish for other inspections, but they use a Korean boot polish now for my inspections. Now, I know some of you new Marines out there said, Matt, spit shining your boots. We don't do that anymore. I know, right? But the same principle applies. Whether it's pressing out your uniform, right? Looking good in your dress uniform for the Marine Corps ball, right? Reinvesting back into your uniform. Making sure you're a better Marine by taking correspondence courses. You're always improving yourself. You're always improving your knowledge, because if you're improving you, then you can give more. And you can give more to your business. Your business gives more to the community. You're creating more jobs. You're making more of an impact. Why? Because you're constantly reinvesting back into you. See, a lot of entrepreneurs believe in savings? 100%. But we also believe in reinvesting back into ourselves. Okay? If that means for an instant that, man, I need to take this $1,000 out of my savings, and that was going to be my retirement plan. That was going to be my savings. But I risk myself saying, you know what? Let me take that $1,000. Let me hire a consultant to create better systems. Let me go to this conference to educate myself on what I don't know. And that $1,000 investment, even though it was sitting in my savings, brings me back $10,000 of additional revenue because I improved myself. Well, did it pay off? 100%. Wouldn't you agree? So that's what I'm talking about in terms of constantly reinvesting into yourself. And guys, time out real quick. Pause, because at the end of this month, I'm speaking at the Murder Mediocrity event, which is right here at the Lakewood, Chicago. There's 4 other speakers. One speaking on spirituality, one speaking on relationships. I'm speaking on work and money. All right. And Linnell was the other one speaking. I forgot what the 4th category was. But the Murder Mediocrity event, you can attend right here in Chicago. I'll be speaking at it. It's at the Lakewood, Chicago. And if you use the code MONEYSMART, I'll put the link here at the bottom in the comment section as soon as this live stream is done. But if you'd like to attend this conference, and if you use the registration code MONEYSMART, it's 50% off for everybody that's following me on social media. Okay? That's a special deal that you guys are getting through me. I'm not making any money off this thing. It's not an affiliate link. I just want to give back to you. I want to give back to you the years of me taking notes. I've been an entrepreneur now since 1998. Okay? It's 20 years now that I've been dabbling in entrepreneurship. Full-time as an entrepreneur since 2001. And my first career, believe it or not, was I was going to either be a loan officer or a stockbroker. Right? Those are my first 2 things. I eventually went into the financial services side of things, and I've never looked back ever since. I fell in love with the insurance industry and never looked back ever since. Okay, number 3. Number 3 is entrepreneurs never do everything by themselves. They're always looking to build teams. They're always looking for people to help them in areas of weakness. Okay. So for example, I know what I'm good at. My wife knows what she's good at. What's going on, Desiree? What's going on, Andrew Murdoch? What's going on, Melissa Lopez, Jamal Spencer, Danny Banks? So building a business, listen, John Wooden, speaking of John Wooden, another good book for you guys to read, John Wooden on leadership. Okay. He passed away, but John Wooden here was UCLA. This is the highest, most winningest college basketball coach. And he built players like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? But John Wooden said, listen, if you want to do it well, do it yourself. If you want to do it well, do it yourself. But if you want to go far, you got to build a team. Now, I know notoriously Marines or from neighborhoods where you come from, like Berwyn Sis or Chicago, where I came from, we said, you know what, let's just do it ourselves so we save money. And I remember us changing oils and changing our brakes and all that stuff. And I remember on base, there used to be this place where we can put our cars on a lift. We go out in town, buy the parts at Advanced Auto Parts. We come back to base and we change our own brakes. We do our own oil. We save ourselves 20, 30, 40 bucks because we saved ourselves on labor and all we paid for is parts. Sound like a common sense thing to do, right? But the downside with taking that into business is you can do it yourself with those type of things, but actually scaling up your business, you need to find people around you to do those different type of things. Because you as an entrepreneur, you need to be on your business, not in your business. Okay, you need, for example, listen. I don't know how to be a lawyer, and I file my own. I can file my own incorporation paperwork with LegalZoom. I can make sure I keep my nose clean by having an attorney, right? But why would I just do that? Not do that myself? I like hiring attorneys because that's their power spot. I like hiring an accountant because that's their power spot. Not just an accountant, a CPA, right? That knows how to save me money and knows how to make sure I keep in compliance. Those are the type of things I do not want to do myself and figure out mistakes as I go along. I want to make sure I'm surrounding myself with people that are a lot more smarter than me. So therefore I can keep advancing my business, right? I can keep advancing my business and I avoid the pitfalls. Those pitfalls are the higher, smarter, more wittier people than I am. Because I know what I do best. I know what I do best. Put me in front of a room of people. You put me in an audience. You want me to sell the greatness of being an entrepreneur and how to grow a business and the greatness of the insurance industry and how to build a business in the insurance industry. That's my power spot. My power spot is not making sure that my Schedule A is filed properly with all my proper itemized deductions and future deductions based on a new Tax and Jobs Act that President Trump just passed. That's not my power spot. Boring. But it costs me money, so therefore I need to hire people that are a whole lot more smarter than me that's going to take a lot more time and attention than I will to do that job for me. Okay? So entrepreneurs, there's a certain point where you got to learn how to start creating systems to delegate, to give that to other people, because you cannot be all things inside your business. Okay? Do it yourself may work for home projects like putting up a bookshelf or hang up a picture frame. But in terms of growing and scaling your business, you got to build a team. Okay, next one. Most successful entrepreneurs I know never do this. They never shoot from the hip. Okay, hey, Marines, 1 shot, 2 kills, right? 1 shot, 2 kills. Perfect side alignment, perfect side picture. Squeeze the trigger, bang! Okay, when you squeeze the trigger surprises you. Same thing here too as well. We're not shooting business from the hip, yo. We're shooting the business like snipers. Then we go out when we deploy, we do our business. The last thing we're doing is shooting from the hip. Stop winging your business. Successful entrepreneurs do not wing their business. So what am I talking about? Do you have a system for everything? So for example, tonight we have a workshop in our office. We have a system for when people check in. We have a system for how we welcome people to our workshop. We have a system on how people get divided into 3 different training rooms and guests into our boardroom. We have a system for after the workshop to process all the new people that are coming interested about being a client of our firm or being interested in taking a position in our firm either on a part-time or full-time basis. There's a system for that. There's a system on how we run meetings, because one of the things I don't like is having too many stinking meetings, right? So when what is it? Is it Tanner Zaliti. Is this Tanner? Is this Patrick, my brother-in-law's nephew? Is this Tanner? And if I owe you $10 from what, bro? Listen, the last thing I know is I don't want anybody anything. So if this is the Tanner I'm thinking about in Arizona, good to see you here on my live stream. Frank Mira says duplicate, right? Desiree says delegation, absolutely. So back to this point, have a system for everything. Have a system for how you process new clients. Have a system for how you handle customer complaints. Have a system and how you pay your people, how often you pay your people. Have a system on how you fire your people. Have a system on how you're recruiting and hiring people. Have a system on how you're tracking numbers. Have a system on how you're beating last month's progress because you're tracking your numbers week to week, right? Have a system for everything. Don't shoot your business from the hip. Listen, guys. On our phone, we invested $750,000 to create an app, right? We created this app to create communication with one another. Our developers, we took a collective investment to invest this money into our firm. And so why? Because we're always tracking our numbers. We always see our numbers right here right at the palm of my hand. Okay. So, all right. So, it's a different Tanner. Okay. So Adrian Loera got me on board with you guys. Awesome, man. Well, listen, welcome aboard. What part of Arizona? Are you part of Tucson or are you part of Phoenix? Right. We got some good friends there. Marlene Colmenares, Chad Tersher in Phoenix, and Rhonda and Lou Pimber in Tucson, Arizona. Cool. All right. So, by the way, guys, you guys are, Sean Cooper's like, love the best, bud. Keep it classy. Love the vest. Hey guys, on Tuesdays is the only time you see me dressed like a grown adult. Otherwise, I got my t-shirt on. I got my hat on, but, we got workshops on Tuesday nights. And, so right after this, a couple meetings, then we have a workshop at 7:00 tonight, to run a business and to grow our company. So, awesome, man. Good to see you, Sean. So do not shoot the business from your hip. Okay, last thing. And before I give you the last thing, if you guys are looking to build a business, and you're looking to make sure you're avoiding bad habits, you got to make sure you're around people that want to know more, do more, and be more. And if you are in transition from the military, you're looking for a business, and you don't want to spend 35 grand on a franchise, you want to spend all your TSP money that you accumulate while your time in service in business that you don't know if it's going to work. My suggestion is you give us a call because we can introduce you either to our local offices in your area, or we point you in the direction of an entrepreneur that can help you start a business for less than $500. Okay, I started my first business and I'm still in it for less than $500, and it's made us $1 million. The last time I took a paycheck from somebody else was 2001. The last time I find myself under six figures was 2003. I made my first $1 million by the time I was 35 years old, all because of the things I'm talking to you about. Systems, process, people you're surrounded with, mentors. Hey guys, I got all sorts of mentors, right? Boom, here's a boot camp I went to. I spent $1,000 a month to be around people. I'm not saying that you're going to do that with us. I'm just saying I was just so hungry for information because I was all alone. When I was a veteran in transition, there was nobody helping me out. Nobody. Matter of fact, I remember when I was in transition, the guy at the TAPS class, you guys remember those classes? TAPS, is it still called TAPS? Transition Assistance Program, my TAPS class. I remember them giving a financial planning class. And I'm looking at the guy at my TAPS class. I'm like, why are you giving this financial planning class now? Because I want to make sure that you're financially prepared to leave the military. I said, I know, but how come you weren't in my life when I started my career in the military 8 years ago? How come you're showing up now? I could have used that whole thing about compound interest, about tucking some money away, about having a budget. I could have used that financial class at the beginning of my career, not at the end of my career in the military, especially now that I'm a single father with custody of my son just looking for a job. So that's why it's an honor for me and an honor for me to have you guys on this live stream to join me and to share this. And if you share this, I want to send you guys a book called Principles by Ray Dalio so you can add and build your library. This is a couple books from my library here. Right? I got a lot more books here, and I got books all over the doggone place. John Maxwell Leadership Bible. I got books all over the place. We're moving. I just wanted to share this with you because books has absolutely changed my life. And these 5 things that I'm about to share with you, the 5th thing, will allow you to get out of your business, out of your decision to become an entrepreneur. So therefore, you're much more profitable and happier sooner than later. Okay, and so if you're looking for people to surround yourself with to get you into business, to get you started for less than $500, drop me a message, send me a private message. Let me know. Let me know what city and state that you're in, and I'll point you in the right direction. Frank says I probably have some Jordans out with that too. You know my style, brother. You know my style. All right. So Danny Banks says he's going to throw some nice clothes on and join us tonight in Oak Brook. Great. Listen, guys, if you want to join us in Oak Brook tonight, if you happen to be in the Chicagoland area, 7 p.m. tonight, there's going to be a workshop about our firm, PHP Agency, about the 4 steps on how to create wealth. So if you want to join us tonight, 7 p.m. in Oak Brook, 4 steps on how to create wealth. Okay. One of them is understanding sales and how to learn sales. Okay. And I'll leave it at that. If you want to find out the other 3, you got to show up to our office tonight. So therefore, we can help you put more money in your pocket in 2018. All right. So number 4, don't be inconsistent. Okay. Never be inconsistent. Always be consistent. Number 2, don't be cheap. Always reinvest into your business. Number 3, don't always do things yourself. Find and start building a team. Find out what strengths and qualities you have. Delegate your average and excellent skills to everybody else. You stay in your power spot that gives you awesome energy. Okay. Number 4, stop shooting your business from the hip. Nabil says he and Ramit are going to be there tonight. Awesome. What's your cousin Ramit's last name? We'll make sure we put him on the roster there, Nabil. Okay. John, hey, is this John? Devil Dog, 6:30 in Minnesota. What's going on, John? This is another Marine in transition working out of our Minnesota office with John Daniel. Good to see you out here, Devil Dog. All right. Last one. Never play safe. Never play defense. Okay. Unlike the Marine Corps, your life is not on the line. Okay. Now your finances may be on the line, but right. What would you rather have? Your finances on the line or your life? Well, if you've made it back and you're considering entrepreneurship, thank God we didn't got to worry about bombs and bullets. Okay. So I want you guys to know, in business, as an entrepreneur, stop playing safe. Stop playing defense. And if you're around people that start playing safe, here's what I'm talking about playing safe. Well, I'm not sure if this is going to work. And, I'm just not going to reinvest my money. I'm not going to invest any time in the building is because this business may not work. I might fail. And I'm just going to stick with my secure job. That's playing safe and that's playing defense. There's a difference between saying, you know what, I'm pissed off being overworked and underpaid. I'm pissed off working for somebody else versus working for me. I'm pissed off of being undervalued and underappreciated. Everybody getting promoted here through politics. I want to outperform everybody. I want to outwork everybody. I want to outlast everybody. And guess what? I'm going to out-earn everybody. If that's you, then you're geared for entrepreneurship. You're geared for capitalism. You're geared for free enterprise. Because here's what I know. The same dogged determination we had in the military, the same 18-hour, 20-hour workday that you know you were easily working, that was work. What's work here in the business world? Being behind a computer, speaking into a microphone, getting on the phone, talking to people, that's work? This ain't nothing. And for those of you veterans, I want you guys to know the business world is a whole lot easier than you think it is. Playing defense is, I just get a job as a cop, as a firefighter, postal worker. Nothing against that. Nothing against being a cop, postal worker, firefighter, honorable professions. But if you said, man, I want to do something big and special in my life, man, I'm playing offense. I want to surround myself with people playing offense. Entrepreneurs always know how to take risks. I remember my mother, nurse. I'm Filipino by background, ethnic background. I remember my first time taking a credit card. I put $5,000 on my credit card. Now, mind you, I was making about $1,800 a month in the military. So for me to put $5,000 on a credit card to invest into a workshop that teaches me how to sell, that teaches me what financial programs and products to offer my clientele when I was an advisor, when I was an agent back in 2000, 2001, and I can get a 10 times return on it because I'm banking on me. Well, guess what happens? That month, by investing $5,000, I made $30,000 that month. So I said, Mom, just hold your breath. Right? I know your opinion about me because she's a nurse. I said, Ma, you took a risk yourself. You left the Philippines. You came over here to America. You know nobody. You took a risk. Let me do my part in taking a risk. Let me make a significant decision in our family's lineage that every generation has made a significant decision to improve our family's life. You made it, Mom, by coming to America. Me, Mom, Dad, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be in the Marine Corps. That's number one. Number two, I want to be an entrepreneur, right? Because no Filipino goes to the Marine Corps, and no Filipino ever becomes an entrepreneur. If you ever run to a Filipino, guys, they're usually a doctor, a dentist, an engineer, an accountant, or an architect. One of those 5 professions. Because those professions make good money. Those professions make good money. 5 p.m., right? There it is. Okay? I decided to become a United States Marine. I went against the grain. Why? Because I didn't want to go to college. I did porn school. I had a 2.2 GPA. The only reason I had a 2.2 GPA is because I was playing sports. I'm a 6'3" Filipino that happened to jump and run and swim pretty quickly. I happened to dunk. I would go out and split it wide and catch a touchdown pass. I did that pretty good. And you know what? In the back of my mind, I just wanted to break a stereotype. That's right, Deanne. I wanted to break a stereotype. And stereotypically, I wanted to break a stereotype within inside my military community or the Filipino community that everybody looked good, but I knew back behind the scenes, everybody was broke. Everybody smelled good, looked good, but deep down inside, they didn't have $50,000 to rub together to invest into some real estate, to invest into a business, to invest in something big and special that give them a 10x return. Nobody got that going on. So that's what I decided to do. And when I decided to do that, my whole life changed. I married my wife. My wife is making $160,000 a year as a medical sales rep for Stryker Medical, selling hospital beds. And she knew sales, but she didn't know entrepreneurship, and she didn't know the insurance industry, and she didn't know our platform. As soon as she came over here, within 6 months, she made $100,000. 14 months, she made $250,000. Okay? That's the power of understanding sales and understanding entrepreneurship. And if you want to know more about that, that's part of our 4 steps on how to create wealth in all of our 42 offices that we have tonight doing this workshop. So I'm just one office, but I happen to represent 41, 42 offices in America. We got Desiree Galeo here. They're doing their workshop tonight in Ventura, California. We got Frank Mira, Vilsek, doing it in McAllen, Texas, right? We got plenty of offices all across the country. We got an office here in Chicago, in Naperville, doing it at 7 p.m. Our office here in Oak Brook, doing it at 7 p.m. because we're preaching the 4 steps on how to create wealth. So if you want to avoid these mistakes, you want to avoid these negative qualities of an entrepreneur, and you want to get on the good foot, reach out. Let us know where you're at. Send us a message. We'd love to connect with you. We'd love to connect with our friends in business all across the country. And last but not least, guys, Tucson. Tucson definitely has an office at 7 p.m. tonight. Nathan Aaron, he's running his office in Tucson, Arizona tonight too as well. And tomorrow, guys, for tomorrow's, make sure you stay posted for tomorrow's live stream. I actually have a Marine. We got all of our PHP family here. Bannaby cartoon showing Fantil. Okay. If that's your name, cool. 7 p.m. in Houston. We have a Houston office as well. We have offices all across the country. And so if you want to attend one of our workshops tonight, we have offices all across the country. And a lot of our friends have been sharing where they're going to be hosting their workshop in their respective cities and states at 7 p.m. tonight on this Tuesday. 4 steps on how to create wealth. So as I close off, guys, I just want to encourage you guys to watch our workshop tomorrow, my live stream tomorrow, because I actually have a Marine I went to Somalia with in the 15 Marine Expeditionary Unit, and he's actually in business with me in our San Diego office. And his wife, Annelle, who's been a financial advisor for 12 years, is in business with us in our San Diego office with our good friends Chris and Mary Phillips. And I'm going to be interviewing them tomorrow about what his transition was like, because he came down with some bad PTSD, got a degree in psychology, and he's going to share tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So come back to our Facebook page tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, to listen to Javier Castro and Anel Castro about what it's like to transition as a financial advisor, as now as an official entrepreneur using the PHP system, and what Javier Castro's transition was from Marine Corps Special Operations Unit, PTSD, and now into an entrepreneur, and what entrepreneur has done for him in terms of relieving him with a lot of his stress with PTSD. So Jamal Spencer, he says, Houston will welcome you with open arms. We have an awesome office in Houston, too, as well, ran by our good friends, Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas. We got Miguel Angel Martinez running an office in Gilroy, California, which is the garlic city capital of the United States, which is in San Jose, Silicon Valley. Listen, guys, all of our office tonight are hitting it hard tonight, sharing the message of the 4 steps and how to create wealth. And if you want to create wealth, you're watching this replay, and he said, Matt, I want to avoid those mistakes as an entrepreneur, and I want to know the 4 steps on how to create wealth as an entrepreneur. Reach out to me at this replay. I'll send you a message. If you're here in the Chicagoland area, you can come out to our office in Oak Brook, and we'll show you the ropes, man. We'll show you the ropes. We'll help you put more money in your pocket. We'll surround you with the right people. We'll help you get involved in a very wealthy industry. John Lance is one of his Marines, is my business partner in San Diego too as well. Man, a lot of veterans on this live stream, man. I love it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you share this live stream with a lot of your veteran groups in your respective cities and states. And if you are the one we select that shares this the most, we want to send you this book. If you already have this book, we're going to send it to you anyway, so therefore you can give it to somebody else. You can bless their life and help them build their library. You know, a shocking stat that I read is most people after graduating high school never, ever read a book again. And if they do read a book, they don't get past page 19. And you wonder why so many people are in left field or right field when it comes to their finances. All the knowledge is in books, guys. There's a saying there, if you wanted to control the people, you keep them illiterate. So how come we're in a country where we are literate, but yet we're not reading? You know, in other countries that I visited in the Marine Corps, they would love to learn how to read and write, so therefore they can grow a business and take care of themselves. And that's a blessing you have here in America, to be able to read, to be able to write, to be able to bless your business, to bless your family, and to bless your community. And you and I can get on this message of transforming the way people think, feel, manage, and reach towards financial independence through the gift of entrepreneurship and free enterprise. And appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Arturo Marin says, I need that book. Arturo, if you share this video and share with the most amount of people out there, man, and we do the count. You're the one that shared it the most. I'll send you this book from my desk to your house or to your office, wherever you want us to send it. Make sure you private message me too as well with your address. So that being said, thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, as I interview Javier Castro and Anel, a former United States Marine turned entrepreneur, former financial advisor turned entrepreneur, and hear their story of how they're now growing a fast-growing organization in financial services in our San Diego office with PHP Agency. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'll see you tonight at the workshops. If you're watching this right now and you're watching the replay and you still want to attend, it's not 7 p.m. yet, send me a message. We'll make sure we put you on our guest list. Just make sure you reply and send me a private message, and you put Money Smart. All right? Cool. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for sharing this video. Thanks for dropping your comments. Until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today. Ooh, freaking raw, devil dog.